What's good, lads? It's Sierra. What a reveal we have had today. The Monster Hunter Rise SUNBREAK trailer and new information reveal from the Capcom digital event. Now, there's a lot of things to cover here, and I don't normally do these types of up-to-date news videos. You also have to pardon my voice, a bit of a cold right now, but the main thing I wanted to cover today is ESPINAS. For those of you familiar with the channel, of course you do know that I'm a big fan of Monster Hunter Frontier. The gameplay, the monsters, the whole experience was really just unparalleled for me, and to see a Frontier monster not only return and show its face in the West, but for Frontier to be acknowledged and celebrated sometime after its demise is just an absolutely wonderful thing. So today I'm going to just go over a very quick summary of what ESPINAS was from somebody who actually has played Frontier and has had experience with the monster itself. So strap in. The one thing you have to understand about ESPINAS is that it was introduced very early on in Monster Hunter Frontier's lifespan. Frontier, of course, being a game that is based off of Monster Hunter DOS. It was relatively old, and if you looked at it from some of this footage, or if you looked at videos of it, it may seem slightly outdated. Of course, we can expect the monster to be sort of 5th genified, so to speak, and for it to have a bunch of new precise hitboxes and new moves, and so on, but its general gist is that it is a monster that controls paralysis, poison, and fire all at the same time. It can spit out multiple fireballs, do frame 1 charges, which I really hope do not return, and additionally has the ability to poison you with its melee attacks. Now, the poison wasn't necessarily awful, it was more just annoying more than anything. If you were to sort of compare its movements to monsters that you recognize, it would be something close to Diablos in the way that it charged and hit-checked and just sort of moved around in general. However, the main sort of gimmick that came with ESPINAS was the fact that it would be snoozing when you first went to engage it. It would have the little sleep bubbles. If you attacked it, you would bounce off. Its skin was rock hard aside from, I believe, the tail and maybe the chest. And you'd have to keep just plugging away at it until it stood up and let you get access to some of the other hit zones. Now, of course, a lot of people clued onto this and realized, oh, we could just use a bomb to wake it up, which I thought was pretty cool. You do enough damage, and then it will enter into a rage state. Now, basically what this did is rendered ESPINAS hittable, gave him decent hit zones, and he would attack you with the full force of his moveset. The G-Rank Hardcore version would chain multiple fast charges at you, would do multiple wing swipe combos, ending in a hit check and then a fire blast. Really could just steamroll over you if you were not careful. All things considered, though, it was a very tame, very simplistic flying wyvern, and is probably one of the reasons it's actually been selected to come back outside of previous returning Frontier monsters like Lavazioth and Hypnocrates. Regardless, I am absolutely blown away by this. It's about half an hour after the reveal, and my head is still spinning. I cannot believe that a Frontier monster has actually finally made it over. Never, ever would have believed it. ESPINAS, truth be told, was a bit of a janky fight. The Zenith version that was introduced a lot further down the line had the ability to bowl fireballs of poison at you and could drill through the ground to rain debris all around it. Now, another interesting thing to note is that it actually has a turf war with Kushala Daora in the jungle. A small little piece of lore or a little piece of information about the ESPINAS is that it allegedly kicked the ass of a Kushala so hard back in the Great Forest map, for those of you who played Freedom Unite, that Kushala never returned. ESPINAS could stand toe-to-toe a flying wyvern that spat fireballs like a common Rathalos and take down elder dragons. Don't tell me that isn't hype as shit. Now, another thing that I've sort of realized, and chat told me whilst I was streaming this, twitch.tv/Sierra_symmetry by the way, is that we're going to be seeing a charge blade or maybe even an insect glaive from ESPINAS. Honestly, one of the most impressive things is the fact that this sort of seal on Frontier monsters seems to have been slightly broken in the modern age. Who knows what we could see next? Inagami, Anorepatasu, hell, even Camu or Nono Orogaron, who knows? I'd love to hear what monsters you'd like to see return from Frontier. Personally, for me, I would love to see Berukiros or Dorakiros, two of the most difficult names to say in the entire roster, and I'd love to hear which monsters you'd like to see as well. Until next time, lads, I'll see you then.